Hey guys, what is up? It is Dominic, and in this video, I'm going to be covering GoHighLevel and how to learn it. Now, yes, of course, I teach all aspects of GoHighLevel constantly with all my videos, but I've been noticing a ton of questions and a ton of people asking the same thing. Dom, how do I learn this platform? There's so many different things to go over. I'm ridiculously overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. There's 1,000 tabs. How do I learn something this big and bold and crazy? I mean, GoHighLevel, let's be honest, is a massive platform. You can literally do everything on here that a business would ever need, and they're adding more things every week. I'll be honest, even I get overwhelmed with all the new updates, everything coming out. It's a lot, especially for someone who's not insanely tech savvy. I personally am not that tech savvy, I promise. However, I do think I took the right approach when I first started HighLevel. I didn't get overwhelmed. I stayed calm and collected, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did to learn the software step by step, which made it so much easier to sell. I see a lot of you guys trying to sell a software that you can't even run yourself. Make that make sense to me, please. How are you going to sell to someone when you can't even use it yourself? I'd also like to point out that the best and most successful SaaS users are the people that understand HighLevel very well. If you learn this platform really well and you can hop on here and do anything that you want, build websites, automations, tags, custom values, fields, all of these different things that you're just a pro at, it's game over. There's no way that you cannot be successful on it. Like, I will not believe that. There's zero chance that you cannot be successful on HighLevel if you understand the platform from front to back. And before I get into this video, I will announce the Black Friday deal is 100% live. Check this out, guys. Boom. Black Friday is the best time of the year for HighLevel users because it is the only time they will ever give discounts on their subscriptions. So check this out. This is for new users only, and I'm going to tell you guys how to get this if you're on trial and what to do if you're already an existing user. But for brand new people who have not started, please check this out. So you get 50% off all 3 plans for the first 3 full months. That is insane. Ridiculous value. Absolutely incredible considering the insane stick rate for users after 3 months on HighLevel. Anyone who gives HighLevel 3 full months and actually tries with this platform has over a 95% chance of sticking around and doing well. So I absolutely love this deal. It's perfect for beginners. I will point out you cannot get the 30-day free trial and the Black Friday offer. Sorry, they will not give you a free trial. You would have to purchase it immediately. So if you're brand new, you're trying to sign up for HighLevel, then your options are 50% off for the first 3 months with the Black Friday deal, but you're paying now, or you just sign up with my original affiliate link, which will also be in the description below, and you will pay full price. However, you will get the first 30 days completely free. I would also like to point out, if you are an existing HighLevel user and you're still on free trial, this is for free trial users only. You can contact support, make sure to get on with a live agent, send them my Black Friday link right here, and tell them that you want your current account on this deal. Now, yes, of course, you will lose that free trial opportunity. So if you want the best of both worlds, then maybe you want to wait it out for 7 days, 9 hours, 43 minutes, and 10 seconds, and then you can get it. Obviously, don't do it that close to the time limit right there, but that's probably what I do to get the most of the free trial and then also get this amazing deal. I would also like to point out that there will be a Cyber Monday offer and an extended Black Friday offer for existing customers. There's still stuff coming out, so even after 7, 8 days, whatever, you can still get some pretty ridiculous deals, so stay tuned. And with all that being said, let's get right into the video. So when you first get on HighLevel and you're super overwhelmed, you have no idea what to do, and you're just like, where do I start? What's the first thing that I start with? Do I start with the agency dashboard? Do I create my SaaS configurator? Do I learn how to make a website for myself? There's 150 tabs. I don't know where to start. Well, don't worry. I'm going to explain it right now. So the first thing that you should do, well, let's go through my course. I have a free course in the link in the description below, and it's going to show you how to get set up. Getting your account set up from A to B is the most important thing that you can do. If it's not set up, you can't get clients, you can't connect your payments, you can't get paid, you can't send text messages, emails, any of those things. It's like the engine of the car. If the engine doesn't work, then the car doesn't work. So you got to make sure that that engine is ready to go. And lucky for you, I have an entire course on how to set that all up. And it's completely free, not only to my affiliates, but to literally anyone. So check that out in the description below and make sure you get your account set up. And once your account is completely set up, I know a ton of you will immediately go, all right, time to get clients so I don't have to pay this bill. And I 100% understand your mentality. However, it's the wrong one. At least from my perspective, from what I did and how I became successful with HighLevel, I didn't think about clients at all in the beginning, actually. I remember the first day that I saw HighLevel, that I got into the platform. I will always remember this. The first thing that I said to myself, as I sat there in my little cubicle working for this custom apparel store inside of the mall, I said, I'm going to master this platform. I just want to be good at it. I honestly was selfish. I was selfish in the fact that I felt like if I was really good with the platform, I could just do this for myself. I could run my own businesses. I could do anything that I wanted. I wasn't even thinking about SaaS. I wasn't thinking about the affiliate program. I was truthfully, selfishly just thinking about how I could build my own companies because I was always thinking of different companies to build. It wasn't until I learned the software that my brain actually clicked and I said, oh wow, I could do this for anybody and any company at all and make $300 a month, $200 a month, $500 a month for each one. I might as well add that to the list. So step one is that mentality shift. Get out of that freaking mindset that you have to get 20 clients your first month. Because if you don't know the platform, those clients aren't going to stick. Why would they choose you and your platform when they could go with someone else who sells the exact same white label platform, except they actually know what they're doing? I'm going to pick the one that knows what they're doing because they're going to set me up correctly. So that's step number one. Now let's get into what I actually did to learn the platform. So 95% of your time is going to be spent inside of the sub accounts. That's where you build everything. That's where you learn everything. Your clients don't even see the agency dashboards. So the first thing that I did was I went into a sub account and I started working. Once I had a sub account, I was able to go through every single thing that my clients or that I would see if I owned a business inside of GoHighLevel. And I don't know what your learning style is, but my learning style is I want to know the entire platform front to back. I want to go through each tab and understand every single aspect of that tab, even if I only go over it for 30 seconds. So that's actually the first thing I did. And no, it doesn't take 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. You can literally get through the entire thing in a couple hours, I promise. But it kind of brought me back to like a school mentality. Back when I was in middle school or high school or even college, this is literally how I learned. I couldn't listen to teachers. I didn't pay attention in class. I was 100% self-taught, and this is how I did it. I would go through the study guides, every single question one at a time, so that my brain can kind of psychologically function like, okay, so I've gone over each step. I know they all exist. That's all that matters. I just need to know they exist. Even if I don't fully understand them, I need to know that they're there. If you don't know these tabs are even here or what they mean, then how are you going to sell it to a business owner? You need to know what you're selling. You need to know what you have. So let's start with the Launchpad. I went over every single thing that you could possibly think of on the Launchpad. Doesn't seem that hard at all. We've got the mobile app. Okay, cool. Let's download the mobile app. We've got Google My Business. I want to learn how to connect that. I want to learn how to build a Google My Business. So I went online. I learned how to build a Google My Business. I made one for Serio Systems. I connected it right here. And now guess what? I know how to build a Google My Business. It only took me 20 minutes. And more importantly, I know how to connect it to GoHighLevel now. That was easy enough. And now I can do it for a client. Next thing I did was I created a Facebook page. I made a business page for my business, even though I never use it. I still made one because I wanted to learn how to connect it and I wanted to learn how to do it in case a business owner needed it from me. All we're doing here, guys, is we're learning skills. We're making ourselves more valuable to business owners. What differentiates you from me when talking to a business owner? Well, if you're new to GoHighLevel and you have no idea what you're doing, then I'm significantly more valuable to that business owner than you. And they're probably going to choose me to sign up with. So that's why we're doing this. And so far, nothing that I've said right now is technically advanced. These were all pretty easy things to do. The third thing was a chat widget. Now this did confuse me at first. I didn't even understand why it was on here. I would click the connect button and it made me put in a website and I'm like, what is going on here? So this is the first step of when you have no idea what's happening. You're going through the list and you're like, I am stumped. This will happen a lot. Do not worry. It happens to me. It happens to everyone. And it is totally okay to write down Launchpad chat widget on a piece of paper and go, let's come back to this, or maybe we'll find it later on. Because fun fact, you will find the solution to this later on in the Sites tab, which happens a lot, guys. You'll be going over something in GoHighLevel and you'll be like, I don't understand this. Then you'll find it in the settings or the integrations tabs and you'll be like, oh, there's the answer I was looking for. So in the beginning, when you're going over everything inside a high level, don't waste a bunch of time on something that you can't find the answer to. Just write it down. And once you've gone through the entire platform, like what we're doing right now, then go back and ask me or ask someone in the group or even ask support chat. Be like, where do you do this? Where do you find this? There are so many experts on GoHighLevel and they are very easy to reach. Time is so valuable. Do not waste it. All right. The next thing is Stripe. So I built my own Stripe account and I connected it. Couldn't have been easier. A lot of these integrations are as simple as just putting in a username and a password. So nothing on this Launchpad should be that difficult. Then I moved down here to Yext. And at first Yext was a lot. I didn't really understand what was going on with the Yext program. And a lot of you guys who are international outside of the United States, you guys don't even have Yext. So you don't have to worry about this. And even if you're in the United States, you don't really have to worry about it anyway, unless you want to. Yext is just a really cool platform that increases SEO. I have run Yext for many clients. It is pretty cool. However, I didn't fully learn it until I ran it for my first client. Then I actually learned how to do it, and I can make another video on Yext, but that was one of those things that it's not vital to learn and go high level. However, it was a cool trick that I learned months later. And then next we have WordPress. This wasn't even on the Launchpad when I first started. However, it goes hand in hand with Yext. It's just a third-party integration that you can choose to use or not. It doesn't really have anything to do with GoHighLevel, so we're going to skip these two. And when learning the platform, you can definitely skip them as well. And then lastly, we have quickly add a team member. So if I click add right here, then I can send an email to anybody that I want and invite them as a team member on this sub account. Seems easy enough. I can send this to myself, see how it looks on the other end. I want to see what it looks like on both ends. That's why we're doing this inside of a sub account. We are testing this out as both the user and the agency owner. I want to know exactly how my clients are going to see everything. And there we go. We just learned the entire Launchpad. That was super fast, very easy. And so for my learning process, my next step is to go over here to the dashboard. Now, do I think I'm an expert on the Launchpad area? Of course not. We still had questions that needed answered. We wrote them down. We'll come back to them later. However, I now fully grasp the Launchpad and what it does. But like all things in life, I will have to practice to make perfect. So here we are in the dashboard. Now, when I first saw the dashboard, I was extremely confused. What are opportunities? What is a pipeline value? What's the conversion rate for that? Manual actions, select campaign and workflows. This is just like, this is too much. I don't know what's going on. Like, I can't even fathom what to put in here. I don't know what to do. And I personally had never really used a CRM in my life, so I had no idea what opportunities even were. And I definitely didn't know what pipeline values were. But all I had to do was go look on the left-hand side and I saw opportunities right here, which made me realize that I'm going to learn about this later on. So just like we did with the chat widget on the Launchpad, we can write down dashboard. That is something that we can come back to, and we can learn about opportunities and pipeline values when we come across them later. The next tab is the Conversations tab. Now, the Conversations tab was really fun to play around with because it's kind of similar to any Conversations tab you've ever seen. I mean, just like an iPhone or Samsung, you're just texting people back and forth. Now, yes, there are a lot of other things that you can do. You can email, you have templates right here at the bottom, you can even request payments. But the first thing that I did, and the first thing that a lot of you guys do when you see the Conversations tab, is you send a text message to yourself. And then you go back and forth and you realize how cool this is. You now have a texting number for your business and it functions, it works, and now you want to learn all the ins and outs of the Conversations tab. So I started going through the unread section, the recents, the all, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to realize this. Unread means that I haven't read the message yet. Then I read the message and it didn't move over to the all section, so I started having more questions and I was like, oh, you have to physically mark it as read in order to move it from unread to all. So if I click this right here, it moves over. If I click this one, it moves over. So then I can go back to the all section. And then as you can see right here, I did the missed call text back feature, but it didn't work. So the text was unsuccessful. I clearly did not have a functioning phone number at the time for this account, which is how I learned how to go add phone numbers. So all of these things are just turning into knowledge. Every time you fail, you learn why, you fix the problem, and you move on. A lot of you guys will fail and you'll message me and you'll be so frustrated. Why isn't this message going? This platform is ridiculous. There's too many things going on. Everything seems to go wrong every single day. And I sit back and I almost laugh. I'm like, yeah, you're just learning a ridiculously insane program that has 1,000 different features. Of course, everything's going to go wrong in the beginning. That's what we want. I want as many things to go wrong in the beginning as possible so that I can learn them. And when I have a client, I can avoid all of those problems. Because you may see an unsuccessful text message right here, but what I see is someone who's not going to mess this up for his client. I'm going to know exactly how to get a phone number. I know exactly how to send a successful message, and I won't have to go through that awkward conversation with a brand new client because we can't send text messages out. Now, of course, with my methods, you're going to see that we went to manual actions, we went to templates, and we went to trigger links. We went to absolutely everything so that we could at least get an understanding. Now, I'm not saying go master everything and spend a bunch of time on it, but just go through it and get a summarized version of it. Like, obviously with templates, we understand how templates work. So when I'm first learning, I'm going to click on add template and I'm going to add a text or email template. Let's do text. We're going to give the template a name and then we're going to add the text message template. I'm sorry, but this doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize what a template is. So after playing around with this, it actually became one of my favorite features in the entire GoHighLevel platform. Yes, something as simple as text messaging templates was so cool to me because I was always typing the same thing over and over again, and I knew a lot of my clients would be typing the same thing over and over again. So having a cool little template with everything done for them was going to save them a ton of time. So I actually played with the template page a lot. And then I also saw down here the create opportunity and book appointment, and I realized, oh wow, the opportunity page that we didn't know what to do in the dashboard before now popped up again. Must be pretty important, maybe, who knows. So I'm going to click that button and maybe I'll get an answer. And I did. This is exactly how you create an opportunity. So when I first started, I still had no idea what I was doing. So I would just put in a random name, didn't even have a pipeline. So I got confused on that. I would write that down. What's a pipeline? What's a stage of the pipeline? I don't know that either. Status seemed pretty easy. Open, won, lost, or abandoned. Enter the value. So now I'm putting all these pieces together. I'm realizing kind of what an opportunity is. I'm getting excited. I'm going to create one. I'm going to start to figure out all of these things. And by the way, this was my method to learn. I know a lot of you guys are not as hands-on. You want to go watch a video, and that's totally fine. That's why I exist, so that I can literally just make videos so you don't have to do everything that I did in the beginning. However, I just want to show you guys what I did that made me very successful on this platform. And then down here, we have a book appointment. So I clicked that right here, and I would go through all of these different functions so that I fully understood the appointment tab. Hopefully you guys are seeing a trend here. And next we can move to calendars, which is just in time because we just talked about booking appointments. So we can click over here on the appointments tab. We can book an appointment. We can look at all of our appointments. I mean, everything's kind of self-explanatory here. A lot of GoHighLevel doesn't actually take skill. There are a few aspects inside of GoHighLevel that do take a lot of skill. However, everything we've gone over so far, from the launchpad all the way down to calendars, has not taken any technical skills whatsoever. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explain here. Even though high level is huge and there are so many different things and so many buttons, so many features, most of high level doesn't actually take any technical skill. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of just practicing the software, going through it and understanding what each section does and what they mean. So that's the calendars tab. I learned this by trial and error, booking my own appointments and seeing how that worked. Then I went over to the contacts tab, where, as you can see, I started adding in contacts. I wanted to see how it worked. I tested out international contacts. I tested out contacts from the United States, and this was pretty easy as well. I went through every single option right here, adding tags, removing tags, deleting contacts. I even tried to export and import contacts just to see if I could do it, because I realized that could be a huge feature inside of high level for my clients. If my clients had a massive list of contacts, they'd probably want to import them into my system. So I should most likely learn that myself, and I did. Then I went through bulk action, restore, tasks, company, manage smart list. I went through all this stuff at the top, and even though I didn't learn all of it in one day, like I said in the beginning, I just wanted to see what they had. I wanted a little bit of knowledge of everything so that I was never caught off guard when I went to master it later. And then the next tab was opportunities. We're finally here in the opportunities, and now I can finally figure out what that pipeline was. Remember, we couldn't figure out what pipeline was, and so we couldn't create the opportunity. So I can click on pipelines and I can create a pipeline and find out, well, this was the reason I couldn't create the opportunity, because I didn't have a pipeline. So now if I create a pipeline, I can create an opportunity and I can learn how to do opportunities. See guys, this is why we go through everything before we make a final decision, because 5 minutes ago, I could have gotten extremely frustrated not knowing what a pipeline was. Why can't I create an opportunity? And instead of getting frustrated and trying to search everywhere online for it, I just followed the list, kept going down, and here we are. So I created a pipeline and I learned how to create an opportunity from that pipeline. So now I can click plus new, put in the contact's name, because we didn't do it previously under contacts. So now I'd have to put in the contact's name. So I put in John Smith, fake person. I scroll down here and I can finally select the pipeline, test pipeline, select the stage that I made, stage 1, enter a value. Let's enter 1000 and let's add it. And oh no, nothing showed up. Why didn't it show up? I just created one and it's not here. I don't understand. So I started clicking around. I found pipeline. I clicked test pipeline, and there it is right here. John Smith, $1,000. That is what an opportunity looks like, and I'm starting to get a feel for it. And guess what, guys? Now I can head back over to dashboard, and there it is. I get my $1,000 right here, and I finally get to see exactly what an opportunity looks like, and I understand the dashboard a little bit more. Perfect. Now I know this might not be your learning style, but I just wanted to show you guys this is how I learn. And as you can clearly see, it works. I mean, I'm going through this as if I'm brand new, and I'm figuring all of these things out, and we're all the way down to the payments tab now in such a ridiculously short amount of time. Now, of course, if I did this for the entire GoHighLevel platform, we would be here for hours. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through every single thing inside of payments, but I will tell you that is how I learned. I connected my Stripe. I played around with invoices. I went over to orders, subscriptions, transactions, all of these different things. Now, yes, this was new not that long ago. So when I first started with GoHighLevel, this didn't actually exist. But just like all of you, when something new comes out, I have to learn it. I have to figure it out. And that's exactly how I figured it out. I played around with each one so that I could make a video on it later and use it for my clients and myself. I literally use this payment tab for myself. I think it's awesome. I think the coupon section is awesome. I'm going to be using that more. Adding products, I made videos on that. So go through all the tabs and learn the same way I did. Next, we're going to come down here to the marketing section, where I was super confused. I remember first starting on the marketing section, I had no idea what was going on. Email templates, regular templates, trigger links. Obviously, social planner didn't exist, and affiliate manager definitely didn't exist when I started. But like I said before, I still learned them when they came out. And And how did I learn them? Same way we've been doing this entire time. The first thing that happens when you click on Social Planner is they make you connect your accounts. So if you click to the top left right here, you can add an account. Here are the 5 different social media accounts that you can add. So like we did in the Launchpad area, I'm going to add as many as I can so that I understand how to do it. And on my main account, I literally connected all 5 just so I could see how the posting worked. I figured it out by trial and error, and now I know how to do it for a client. Then we went over to email campaigns. You can create your own campaign right here, or you can go over to templates, click on add template, we'll click add email template, and you can add an email template right here as well. Nothing too crazy. Did take me a little bit of time to understand the email templates just because I'm not a big email person, but I played around with them. They're pretty cool. And then of course with Affiliate Manager, there's actually a video of me going over Affiliate Manager live, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I just clicked a bunch of buttons until I figured it out. I posted that on YouTube. You can literally watch me learn the Affiliate Manager dashboard on YouTube. It was the first time I had ever used it because it was brand new. So next we're going to go down to automations. Now remember in the beginning when I told you most of high level does not actually take any technical skill, and then I followed that up by saying there are a couple things that do take technical skill? Well, here's one of those things. Automations is the most important aspect of high level by far. If your software is not automated, if you don't know how to build automations for customers, for clients, for yourself, you might as well throw this software right in the trash. I was relentless when I saw automations because when I first saw them, I was unbelievably confused. I had no idea how to build an automation. I didn't know what trigger events were. I didn't know how to add steps. I didn't know wait time. I didn't know send SMS. I didn't know the difference between an internal notification and a regular text message sent to the customer. I was so confused, and there weren't enough videos on the planet to get me to realize what this all was. So you want to know how I learned? I clicked this little create workflow button. I started from scratch because that's exactly what I'm doing. And I created my own workflow. And I did exactly what we're doing right now. I went through every single trigger event you could ever think of, every single one of them, just to get a feel for them. I just wanted to learn them. I wanted to know they existed. And I actually have a video on YouTube. It's like 45 minutes long, and I go through every single trigger event. So if you watch that video, that's exactly what I did in real life. And I went through all of them to try to just understand them a little bit. And after I created trigger events, I added actions. And there's even more actions to go over than there are trigger events. So then I went over all the actions. Now, yes, this can take hours. However, this is a business. You're not going to hop on high level, press a couple buttons, figure it out, go sell the software to 100 clients and make $10,000 a month. It's not going to happen. There is someone out there that is working way harder than you at all times, and they're learning the add to Google Analytics button. They're learning the membership grant offer. They're learning the wait time, the webhook, the go-to, the math operations. They're learning all of these things while you're not. And that's how I thought. I don't want anybody to beat me. That's actually one of my favorite Mark Cuban quotes. Whether you like the guy or not, it's a solid quote. In business, there is always someone working way harder than you to take your spot. Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, there is someone else that wants it just as bad as you, if not more. And I took that to heart. I'm extremely competitive, as you guys can see from the affiliate program and everything that I've done so far. I don't like to lose. I always want to be the best. And I do not care that I'm the top affiliate in the world and that most people at this space where I'm at right now would probably just sit back and go travel and enjoy their life. No, I am fully aware there are other people trying to take me down. They want that top spot so badly. And I'll be honest, I don't want to give it up. I'm going to outwork every single person you could ever imagine. The reason I'm telling you guys this, why I'm saying, oh, I work so hard, this and that, is because a lot of you have terrible mentalities, absolutely terrible business owner mentalities. You want to know something really frustrating? I see people all the time that'll text me, hey, I'm broke. I don't have any money. I can't learn high level. I'm putting in 2 hours a day and I'm not figuring it out. And I'll text them on like a Saturday or a Sunday and they're out partying or they're this or they're doing that. And I'm down here filming and answering their questions, and I'm working. Can someone make that make sense to me? I'm not even trying to be arrogant here, but the 26-year-old millionaire is working his butt off while the broke person complaining about money is out partying and drinking at the bar. I don't know. I just find it a little bit ironic, and it's exactly how I feel about high-level users because they do the same thing. The people that don't put in the time, they don't put in the effort, those are the ones that fail, and they will fail over and over again in every business that they ever start. So if that's you, I hope that was the biggest wake-up call you've ever had, and my little motivational speech is over. Learn how to use workflows. And ironically, right after workflows is website creation. And the reason that's ironic is because websites and automations, in my opinion, are 2 of the only aspects of Go High Level where you need skill, where you actually have to hone in your skills, work on it a lot, and get better and better and better. I learn things about the website builder every single day. I'm always building funnels. I'm always building websites. I want to be really good at them so I can build them in a couple hours and charge 500 bucks, charge 1,000 bucks. That's my value. I'm really good with websites and funnels. I can create them really fast. I can head on over to the forums tab and build forms. I can go over to memberships and build courses, surveys, and oh wow, what does that say? Chat widget? Remember in the beginning when we didn't understand the chat widget? Well, now we can click right here and wow, I think I'm finally starting to understand the chat widget because everything you need to know about the chat widget is right here. How to customize it, change the photo, the wording, the logos, the widget window, acknowledgement settings, how to get it for WordPress, how to get the code so you can put it into other websites. You are witnessing a really cool trend here. Everything that I said, oh, I don't understand in the beginning is now starting to reveal itself later on when I'm doing this learning method. And then of course we have media and URL directs up here at the top right, but I'm going to take us all the way back to the funnels and websites because if you guys want to know how I learned website building and funnel building, it was exactly the same way that I learned automation and everything else we've been talking about. I opened up a new funnel, I went to the template library, I grabbed a random template like this, clicked continue, yes, and get this template. And before I even went inside of the edit, I wanted to go over everything on this main page so that I understood it fully. So I looked over stats, then I went to sales, then I went to settings, and I started to get a feel for everything that was going on. Now, of course, there are things in high level that you can't figure out without help. For instance, the domain setup. This would be very difficult if you were just going through high level trying to figure out the domain setup. Now, is it possible? Of course, they do tell you in the domain settings how to connect the DNS, and they have a how-to video. However, they don't fully explain how to connect that to the site itself. And that's why I created everything that I created for my affiliates. I want to show you all the things that high level doesn't show you. So yes, you will go through parts of high level that just aren't in here. The answers aren't in here, but you will find them on my YouTube channel. You'll find them on other people's YouTube channels. Join one of my Facebook groups. We have an awesome community. We answer questions all the time. So that could be an answer to a lot of your problems. However, this is still how I learned. So when I first got into the website builder feature, I was beyond confused. I had no idea what all of this was. The green sections and the orange sections, purple and blue, I didn't know what was going on, just like a lot of you guys who have never built websites before. I was never on ClickFunnels, so I know this is similar to ClickFunnels style, but I was so confused. I tried to figure everything out the way that I was figuring everything out before, which was trial and error, clicking on everything that I could possibly click on and going through every section, all the spacing options, margins, box shadows, stickiness, going to advanced sections and checking all of that out. And I will be honest, this did take the longest. It definitely took the longest to figure out how to build sites because there are a ton of features. However, if you watch my website building videos, you can skip a lot of that headache because I teach you on YouTube how to do the important aspects of building websites, which honestly isn't really building them at all. It's taking funnels like this and only changing the things that you need to change. Don't try to be better than the template themselves. These were built by professionals. They already look great. Just change what your client wants to have changed. And so if you watch my website building videos, you will understand exactly what buttons to press and exactly how to do that. And then it just turns into practice makes perfect. I was building funnels every single day, whether it was for a client or just for a fake company I was making up inside of my head. And that is how I mastered the website building and the funnel building inside of GoHighLevel. And then of course, next we can go to reputation. And once you're in reputation, you can see exactly how this all connects. Remember when we integrated our Google My Business before? Well, now we're going to see all the reviews, how to send out invites, how to request them over here, our reviews themselves, if we have any, we're going to see all of those. And then of course, listings, if we want to set up Yext like we talked about before. And by the way, when I started, they didn't have this cool little Yext video that explained anything. We just had to figure it out on our own. So anyone starting GoHighLevel now, you guys are really lucky. There's so many different resources to learn. It was a lot harder back when I started. Next, we have the reportings tab where I realized we could see all the Google ads, the Facebook ads. I checked out attribution reporting, call reporting, agent reporting, and appointment reporting. I'll be honest, I never used any of these things. So I definitely checked them out because that's my learning style, but I never ended up using them. Just because I've gone through the list doesn't mean I'm actually going to use a lot of these things. Keep that in mind when you're doing this. And then of course, onboarding and endless leads. These are custom menu links, which I teach inside of the course. Very cool, but they are not automatically built into your high level platform. So we're not going to cover it. So once I had gone through absolutely everything on the main page, I felt like it was time to go to the settings. Now, everything in the settings is pretty self-explanatory, but it's extremely important. So I made sure to go through everything that I could possibly go to in the settings, just like we did before. And for time purposes, I'm not going to do it in this video, but I will tell you this. A lot of the problems or the questions that you're going to have about certain things like phone numbers, why can't I send any texts, or calendars, what can I do about my calendar? I want to change this or this. Reputation management. Okay, it looks great, but there's still that one thing right there I need to change. A lot of the times you have these specific questions, they are answered in the settings tab. tab. So please go into settings, check every single one of these tabs, and make sure you at least go through them so you understand where to find that problem that you're having. For instance, we were just on the reportings tab previously. It showed how cool it looks when you connect your Google and your Facebook ads. However, we still need to know how to connect our Google and Facebook ads. So if you click down here to integrations, you can clearly see right here, connect your location's Google account and connect your location's Facebook account. And there is your answer right here in the settings tab. Okay guys, I really didn't want to make this video insanely long, so I just wanted to cover the basics of how I learned, what I did in the beginning, my mentality shift, the process that I took to learn this insane platform. I mean, I could barely even scratch the surface in this video of how many different things that you can click on, how many tabs you can go in, how many settings you can change. It's crazy. It's a lot. I'm fully aware of that. But in my opinion, it's like taking an Algebra 1 test that has 48 pages. And for those of you who are bad at math, I apologize for this being the example, but Algebra 1 is not that hard. Once you learn the basics of it, you can easily take that test. It's just going to take a long time. You're just going to be going through the same motions over and over again, and you're going to be like, oh man, when is this over? Can we finally get to the end of this test? And of course, you're going to come by some questions where you're like, whoa, I don't know how to do this. I should probably study a little bit more and figure this out. For instance, the Sites tab and the Automations tab. But that's with every business. Every single business that you ever start will have obstacles. It's never going to be easy. There is no easy way to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. There's no get rich quick scheme. It doesn't exist. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like a bunch of people do on YouTube and tell you you can make 10 grand a month in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months when they don't even know you. I'm never going to tell someone that I don't know that they can make 10 grand a month. I'm never doing it. I don't know your mentality. I don't know who you are. It was really hard for me to make 10 grand a month. I had to work very, very hard. However, once I figured out the blueprint, it was super easy to scale to 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, which is the coolest thing about business. Once you figure it out, it's so much easier. I personally can go to bed at night knowing I'm going to be okay for the rest of my life financially. Because I understand this awesome platform, it has made me understand business. It has given me connections that I can't even describe in words, and it's ultimately changed my life. That's why I make videos. That's why I teach. That's why I put so much effort into training my affiliates as best as I can. And with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you want to be my affiliate and help me maintain that #1 position in the world, then please use the link in the description below. You're going to get so many awesome resources from me. Reach out to me on Facebook, text me back from the automated text when you sign up for the course. That is my GoHighLevel number. I do receive those texts, so make sure you put in your real phone number, and you can ask anybody in my affiliate program. I do respond. It is me. And with my link, of course, you're going to get 30 days for free. And if you don't want that 30-day free option, you'd rather have the Black Friday discount. That will also be in the link in the description below. Just make sure when you're signing up, don't use any ad blockers, no spam blockers. Don't use Brave browser. It blocks the tracking of the domain and it will not go through. I will not receive commission. You will not receive my course and nobody wins. And that's just not a good thing. But either way, thank you guys for watching. I really hope this helps a ton of you who are trying to learn high level, who are going through that frustrated first phase and you feel there's a timeline on your success. There is no timeline on your success. You're lying to yourself and you just need to put in the work. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.